Good evening, guys. Hope you are well. You know what? Let's go straight to it. Jamal Horn, London FA referee supreme. How you doing, sir?
Yes, all good, all good. Hope everyone's well. Lockdown is over. Well, not lockdown isn't fully over, but football's back. Everyone's happy. I'm just happy that everyone's happy. So it's just so good to see everyone. So good to be back.
Yeah, honestly, it's just. Oh, let me not waffle, man, because I'm just so excited. But hey, you know what? This is the London FA Challenge Cup show, co-hosted by my good friend Jamal Horn. Thank you for everyone tuning in. Please click that like, subscribe, share button. You know what? Let's go straight into it. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, let me just tell you exactly the clubs that are going to be involved in this show. So we have Milan Beatties, Lambeth Stars, Kamazi Strikers, SE Dons, and also Superfan Longest 90. And you know what? We might have a couple of surprises as well. So, let me not say anything. And again, this is a show for you guys. This is a show for you to ask questions. Again, football is now back. The London FA Challenge Cup is back. But you know what? Let's go straight into it. We have Jamie Leggett on the show. Jamie, how you doing, sir?
Not bad. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for coming on. Boy, let's go kind of straight into it. Could you kind of give us a brief history about Milan Beatties and again, anything that you know about your opponents regarding the next round in the London FA Challenge Cup?
Yeah, so obviously Milan Beatties been around for a while under this name, but obviously as well, a lot of people know him obviously as Beatties squad before this as well, but it was actually Milan Beatties squad. But let's not get into the ins and outs of that, obviously, overall. But literally Milan Beatties squad has been around for a long time. Obviously Justin doing it as well. Milan before that as well was under Justin's name, and Terry, the chairman, who's still involved as well. They've had successful history. They've won the league, the Hackney and Leighton League, for the last 4 years. We're still looking to win it this year to make it 5, which I believe is the first team to do it in about 50 or 60 years. Jamal might know a little bit more. I know Justin is very, very adamant. He wants to win the 5th title in a row and make a little bit more history in the Hackney and Leighton League. Obviously, they've been around in the London Cup for a few years. Maybe underachieved a little bit on status, maybe, but that's maybe for everyone else to decide as well. You know what I mean? So we're looking forward to it. We, up until obviously lockdown and everything like that, we had won all our games in our league. That has now been sort of null and void, and it's gone back to a 1-game system. Basically, everyone plays each other once. Whoever wins the most points in the 10 games or 11 games what we've got in the league wins the title now. So unfortunately, really, because obviously we had won 5 out of 5, but now we've got to play them 5 teams again, even though we beat them once already. So, but it's the way of the world, and the fact of the matter is football's back. So that's the main thing.
Yeah, no. Thank you for that, Jamie. And again, you guys are playing Continental first team. Do you know anything about them?
Not really. Obviously, you can look at the results in their league. I believe they're in the Highgate Albion and Rising Ballers League, isn't it?
They're in the Barnet Sunday League.
Yeah, the Barnet Sunday League. So when we looked at them last time, they wasn't actually doing that well. But this is a league like that. That's a league game. Like, let's be honest. Okay. For a lot of teams, it is their bread and butter. But then when people have the London Cup, we all know that most teams try to stick to their players, but then other teams bring out so-called superstars, let's be honest, or so-called big names. And it's going to change now as well. Obviously, without Saturday football being around and not playing, a lot of players are signing for all different sides. So as much as we might have known a little bit about them beforehand, we probably don't know much about them now, if I'm being honest. And it's probably the same for them. They probably don't know who we've signed, who may not be with us now, who may be on board now. Like we've not advertised anything, so let's wait and see on both accounts, really.
Oh, amazing. And you know, hey, like this is a cup game, so anything can happen. So and I know Jamal, you kind of said to me offline that now things are just gonna go straight to penalties now.
Yeah, so we put that in from last season. So yeah, unless it's the semi-finals or finals, all matches will be going straight to penalties if they're drawn after 90 minutes. So yeah, I want to give a massive shout out to Justin Gardner, one of the first sort of black managers that I've ever officiated at Step 4 level. A massive shout out to Terry Lewis as well. These are the kind of people that keep football grassroots going. Mile End Beatties won their first round match against Cadaris Town 5-0 in London Cup. So in Mile End, let's get this, make sure I get this right.
Swag.
And like, yeah, you guys beat Swag. Was it 1-0?
1-0.
Then you beat Swag. I believe they're in the Southern Sunday League.
Yeah.
You beat them sort of 1-0. So you haven't even conceded a goal in the London Cup yet. And they'll be facing Continental in the next round, which now be the round of 32. That's the round of 16, actually. Yeah.
16.
Yeah. So Continental beat Pekinspor 4-3 in their first match. Pekinspor is one of the Turkish teams. And then they won their round of 32 match against the Wrongins, which I believe is in their league as well. It was 2-2 after 90 minutes, and Continental won 5-4 on penalties. So Mile End need to be careful about that because they scored 5 penalties, assuming that they scored all 5. That they're clearly a team who knows how to take penalties. So that's something for Mile End to be careful of.
Yeah, and you know, I would just like to say now, straight after normal time, it goes straight into penalties. So. And again, you know, we don't know how like people have been training, you know, pre and you know during like lockdown. So Mile End Beatties have got a decent chance, right, of like winning this Challenge Cup.
I would, from my personal opinion and my expectations, I would expect Continental to give Mile End a very difficult time. I would expect Mile End to win that match, find a way to win that match. I just wouldn't be surprised. Mile End is one of those sort of teams. You know, listen, this is no different than the World Cup. It's no different than the Euros. You know, there are 7 or 8 teams who are more than capable of winning the London Cup. Probably another 2 or 3 if enough things go their way of winning it. Mile End are right up there. If I sort of got put into a coma, then woke up after the London Cup final and I found out that Mile End won, I wouldn't be surprised at all. They have the ability, and with the greatest respect to Terry and Jamie. When you got Justin Gardner managing you, I think you always have a chance.
Yeah. And so, are you? I'm going to tell us, Jamie, any kind of players that you've signed, or should I say areas that you've improved on?
Nah.
Hey, good answer. Good answer.
You can put me on the spot all you want to bring. That ain't happening. Like I'm not like it is what it is. Like yeah. All we say is we have added, but obviously we'll wait and see who they are. There might be people with players what people know or may not know. It is what it is, and everyone's added quality players over this lockdown and over this period of time because as I just said, Saturday football's for now, you know what I mean? So everyone wants to play football now that we're allowed to. So everyone's going to be stronger, hungrier, and want to win every single game. So the fact of the matter is, even though we was probably, if you look at it on paper, probably not as strong as a squad of maybe some of the others, we haven't lost a game this season. This period of thing, as we say, if we win, we're in the quarterfinals. We're only two games away from the final. We always turned around and said, let's be honest, we go as far as we can. There's bigger names in stature and in reputation and even maybe playing wise, people will notice more than Mile End Beatties. Remember, let's be honest, as we know, Mile End Beatties split from Beatties squad. We've only got maybe 2 or 3 players from that squad from last season. So this is our first season together. Like, so for us to get to even the quarterfinal in a big competition like this, where it's stacked from established teams, to be honest, and big, like, good quality squads, we're happy with that. Like, if we go further, all good and well. Don't get us wrong, like, we're in it to win it. Obviously, everyone's in it to win it, but we're putting a stamp on it that, look, if we can get past Continental, we're in the quarterfinals, and then it's the draw. Let's see who we get in the draw, and whoever anyone else gets in the draw.
Yeah. Oh, amazing. Thank you so much, Jamie, for like coming on. I know. And again, people out there, Mylan Beatties have a YouTube channel. So please go and subscribe. Please go and watch. I've like watched a few games. I've actually done my match review, which will be coming out real soon. Honestly, Jamie, thank you so much for like coming on.
No, thank you. And Fabrice, keep doing all your work. Jamal, behind the scenes as well, keep doing it. And I'm glad, obviously, the London Cup keeps going on, and that's because of your work, Jamal, behind the scenes as well, and obviously the London FA. So thanks, everyone. Anyone in the competition, good luck to you. And either way, if we're in the final or not at the final, hopefully it's going to have spectators, and I'll be there watching and supporting grassroots football. So everyone, good luck. And grassroots football's back, so enjoy it, everyone.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Cheers. Thank you.
So that's some Jamie Leggett from Mylan Beatties, and you know what, Jamal, I think we've kind of spoken offline, and people now know you as almost like the plug. And again, so could you kind of talk about logistically what you do to organize all of these London Cup competitions?
Yeah, well, at first, it's from start to finish. It starts from the affiliation program, making sure everyone's registered, insured. Then after that, it's all about the draw. Then next is the fixtures, and then progressing it from stage to stage with the rounds. And that's basically how it is. I think one thing's for sure. It's interesting that something that Ray from Independent said, and it's something that I'm going to start to offer now. I think a lot of people have always thought about being a coach. They've always thought about running their own team. But they've never sort of considered running their own competition. So I think what I'm going to do now is start more of a mentoring program to get people to understand the basics of running a competition. Because I think a lot of footballers, a lot of coaches, a lot of referees are so close to the game that they will have a deeper understanding of how to run a modern competition. And that's not trying to start any sort of competition, excuse the pun, with any leagues or anything. It's more about any sort of competitions, whether it's a 5-a-side competition, a 3-a-side competition, futsal, tournaments. I just think more people have skills that they don't understand. And I was a footballer for my whole life. I was good at refereeing and didn't even know it until I tried it. I think a lot of people out there would be really good at running competitions. So that's definitely, I'm going to start a mentoring program shortly for those who are interested.
Oh, that's amazing. And I will kind of definitely be joining that, because I would kind of love to, again, probably, I'd say pick out your like knowledge and kind of set something up. Because again, now in kind of lockdown now, you've actually seen like a lot of these World Cup tournaments and these 5-a-side tournaments pop up. I know Jamrock have like set up a kind of Vets World Cup, and they've got crazy amounts of teams involved. And I can only see this kind of area growing. So please, and again, guys, please go and check out Jamal Horn. He's all across Instagram, very, very accessible and very easy to talk to. So just to let you know, our kind of literally next club just running a little bit late. So again, you've got Jamal and myself. Actually, Jamal, let's kind of talk about your footballing journey, because a lot of people probably don't know that that you played football at a pretty decent standard. So yeah, can you kind of give us like a bit of a lowdown?
Yeah, I'll go through that really, really quickly because it's quite a depressing story. Then I'll just go into to some facts about the London Cup because I think that's what people love to hear the most. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been a footballer my whole life. Came through West Ham Academy, spent some time at Crystal Palace, Brentford Academy. I had a couple of stints at Reading. Got some first team action at Leyton Orient. Then after that, things got really difficult. I bounced around non-league. I played for Hayes, Sutton, Tooting Mitcham, Mersham. Then after that, as so many people understand, non-league, especially sort of 10 years ago, just wasn't as it was now. The quality of the coaching, the quality of the pitches were much, much worse. It really didn't suit my game whatsoever. I wasn't enjoying football at all. I didn't feel like coaching was sort of had a clear pathway. So I went into refereeing. Can you believe it? It was a really good decision of mine. And I'm not trying to encourage anyone to go into refereeing. I'm just saying your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And I think everyone should at least take the referee course and see if it's for you, because for a lot of people, it can be very, very beneficial to you. But yeah, and then because I became a referee, I then became formally associated with London FA back in 2009. I then became a London FA council member. And then this job opportunity came up. And as a council member, I decided to take up the role because I felt the competition would work well in my hands. And it's really good to see that people are happy with the London Cup. And that brings us to this now. We have even before the cancellation of the London Youth Cups, we run 26 competitions. Next season we're probably going to run 31 competitions. And what used to be arguably is starting to become factual that the London Sunday Challenge Cup, so the competition that you sponsor, is arguably the biggest and highest profile because of the quality of footballers and the profile of the teams in the competition. So that's where we are. I mean, Jamie was very sort of humble earlier and saying, oh, maybe Milan Beatties has underachieved in the London Cup. They haven't underachieved.
No, they haven't.
It's a difficult competition to win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a difficult competition to win. This is not league football. Why people think that if you win the London Cup, you are the actual best team in London is because winning a league, you can lose games and win a league. You can draw games and win a league. You can't do that in the London Cup. If you're drawing games in the London Cup, you better have 5, 6, 7, 8 people who are very good at taking penalties and a very confident goalkeeper, because that's what it is. London Cup, you cannot hide. He's missing, he's suspended. Tough. People don't want to hear it, so what is upcoming is going to be some incredibly exciting football matches.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait. Even London FA ourselves, we're investing in ensuring that we're actually going to go and film some of these matches because we know that the content, the passion, the competitiveness, being at the SC Dons under the radar match on Monday, which is supposed to be a friendly, teams just playing. I know the game was filmed and streamed to thousands of people, but the energy, the intensity, the competitiveness, and that's just a friendly.
It's a friendly, man.
If you're playing any of those teams in the London Cup, you look at the teams left in the London Cup. I have everything right in front of me. It is scary.
It's scary.
It is scary. There might be a couple of teams in there who you might fancy playing, but it's scary.
I mean, again, I was kind of looking at it, myself, and for me, like the tie that's going to be very interesting is Gower versus M Boys. I think that's the one that people, will be watching very, very closely because again, if like M Boys pull out another victory here, and against Gower, who are kind of known within the kind of London FA circuit as a really, really good cup team, then you might have to take them seriously.
It's real simple. I mean, I say it before, I say it again. Gower haven't been knocked out of the London Cup since 2019. They got to the final in the Sunday Junior Cup, and they got to the final in the Sunday Challenge Cup last season. So people need to understand this is not a team you bet against. M Boys are, they knocked out Rising Ballers, which is their sort of claim to fame. They were deserved winners. I was at that match, and they were deserved winners. They were very impressive. And if they play anything like they did in that match, I would expect them to beat Gower. But everyone knows football and expectations don't always match up. So
100%.
we'll see how it goes. But Gower, you know, you just you can't bet against a team that has no ego. And Lambeth All Stars saw that in the flesh because Lambeth All Stars are 3-0 up in the final. They are absolutely cruising. And the Gower boys are still shuttling. They're still pressing. There's no egos. There's no one shouting at each other. And that's how Lambeth almost let it slip. And that's exactly what Gower do to teams that are technically better than them. But they always find a way to knock them out. So M boys need to be very careful. You are playing a grown man team. You know, M boys are boys, or any other clubs are boys. I do think there are a lot of adult teams that have a lot of good boys in their team. Good boys who on any given day can play like men. I'm telling you now, Gower don't have any boys in their team. Okay? So if you're going to treat them like boys, you do that at your peril, you know? And just be very careful. A team with no ego is difficult to beat.
And what's your opinion about Hammersmith? Because, you know, I know a little bit about them. They, again, a really, really good pedigree. They've actually won a lot of trophies. And again, actually, someone's coming. Is it Joe like Hansen? Sorry, apologies if I've literally pronounced your name wrong. We'll be ready. Are you from M Boys, I guess? But again, with kind of Hammersmith, they've got a really, really strong history. They've won a lot of competitions. They don't shout a lot, you know, a lot on like, you know, social media.
So and, they do in person.
Let's not get there, you know. Let's.
AFC Hammersmith Town. Shout out to Dean Banks. Shout out to Jeff Banks. Listen to me. They're very similar to Gower in terms of their London Cup pedigree. Haven't been knocked out of the London Cup since 2019. So they got to the final in the Sunday Trophy final in 2019. They lost in the final to a last-minute penalty to a very good Groundhopper side. They then went back to the final of the Sunday Trophy and won it. They won it, and I think it was in September. They won that. They beat AC United in a very, very close game. So once again, AFC Hammersmith Town is a team who aren't afraid to work for each other. A lot of skill, a lot of ability, a lot of physicality as well. Listen to me. You don't want to draw AFC Hammersmith Town.
You don't.
No. Barcelona or Real Madrid or Juventus. I'm not saying that. I'm saying you don't want to draw AFC Hammersmith Town. You draw AFC Hammersmith Town, you better be ready.
You better be ready, man.
This competition is full of wolves. Seriously.
Listen, you know, you have to be prepared to work. You know, and like, do not even think about because we've like been in lockdown since November. We're gonna go, you know, we're gonna come into like the London Cup and, you know, teams are gonna be off it. No, like these teams are what I call elite. Like these like teams that enter this competition are only entering it because they know that they can win it. You know, exactly. So like the kind of mentality is like completely different from, and again, no disrespect to kind of other competitions. This is just completely different, right?
Well, it's simple, and I've heard of this on other podcasts as well about what is the elite Sunday League competition. Now, people then say, "Oh, what about the FA National Sunday Cup?" Now, FA National Sunday Cup is a fantastic competition. It always has been. It's a little sort of far-fetched in a way because a lot is asked of the teams in terms of having to host at a non-league ground with the actual stadium and you have to pay for travel and stuff like that. But other than the administration, it is a fantastic competition. The thing is, though, with that is anyone can enter that. You know, with the Sunday Challenge Cup, you have to go through myself and the London FA Cups and Competitions Committee. We don't just let anyone in that competition. So anyone can't just enter that competition. So that's the main reason why I believe if you win the London Cup, you are the best team. So that's how I see it. Yeah, you just on mute.
Do this. Apologies. Yeah, I mean, hey, like it's, you know, it's the one where, you know, Lambeth can literally claim that they are the best team in London. And hey, like there's there's like no one that can I mean, hey, like, you know, people can say no, they're not, but they've got the medal, they've literally got the trophy. They, you know, they have all of the trimmings. So it's, yeah, it's, you know, it's the kind of premium elite cup for me, myself.
We'll see, because if Lambeth are able to defend their title this season, that would be very difficult for anyone to say anything about them. Not that anyone's saying it now, but it would be very difficult to defend this title. You know, wow, that would be a huge statement. And the main reason it's a big statement is because to get to the final, you're gonna have to beat SC Dons, you're gonna have to beat M Boys, you're gonna have to beat Gower, you're gonna have to beat AFC Hammersmith Town. You're gonna have to beat at least 3 of these teams back to back to back and actually win. Okay, and it's if they were to defend their title, that is going to be a massive statement.
Yeah, and do you know? Well, I don't know if you can kind of give us any kind of names of players that, you know, we should be looking out for within the London Challenge Cup.
Oh, there's lots of players. There's lots of players. What's interesting, a few players really stood out for the under the radar match on Monday, but I'm not familiar with their names. But the player who played number 99, if anyone knows his name, he really stood out for me on Monday. The energy, athleticism, that was very serious. Other than that, in terms of, you know, some of the best London Cup players, it won't be any surprises. Yeah, sorry. I'm going to say the same old. Zach Aguiman, SC Dons, Montel Aguiman, SC Dons, Big G, SC Dons, Windsor, Lambeth All Stars. I forgot the kid I used to referee him all the time for Lambeth All Stars as well. I can see his face. I can't remember his name. Danny Bassett, Lambeth All Stars. Who else do we have? I don't want to say some names who might be ineligible, so I won't say any of those. But listen, there's a long list of good quality players. And like Jamie said, some players are, getting signed from non-league because they haven't played, they want to play. Don's watching. Yeah, Don saying Ezzy, UTR number 99, England 21 cap. Wow. Based on his performance on Monday, that doesn't even surprise me.
Really? Wow.
That young man's energy. I'm not going to act like, he was technically brilliant. He was a fantastic footballer. No. I'm saying for someone who's been out of action, because remember, on Monday, the match, I'm watching players who haven't been playing regular football. So I'm expecting to see a friendly pace. I'm expecting to see cramp and hamstrings. To see a player like that, I don't know what he's been eating over lockdown. It looked like there was a player in peak form, and he wouldn't have played a match for months. So heaven help me watching him after he plays 6 matches in 4 weeks or something. Oh, no, he was energetic. Okay. But there's just so many good players, and I'd like to apologize to some of the clubs as well, because I need to go out and watch some of them. So I want to go and watch Mile End. I want to go and watch AFC Brixton. I want to go and watch Kazilla Mac. So I'm really going to make the time and get out to these games, because I love this competition. I love football, and I want to go out and watch these guys play. Yeah,
I mean, so I kind of want to throw a few names in. So I literally know him as Tracker from Kennywell. Absolutely top winger, and I've known Tracker since he was about 8 or 9, and such a tricky winger. He's very direct. On his game is unplayable, absolutely unplayable. And again, just a match winner for Kamazi. There's a winger called Victor. When I was there, when I was filming the Saha game, sorry.
Oh yeah, the Saha.
The Saha game. He was absolutely amazing. He came off with a hamstring injury, but he was giving Saha so many problems. So again, there's some quality players, and again, let's be real. These teams who are in this competition at this stage of the game, they can only bring in quality. Like every single player that they bring into their squad, those players are looking to actually be in the first 11. So literally,
Listen, it's real simple. You speak to anyone. You speak to Mar from UTR. You speak to Don Strapsy from SE Don. You speak to Sayed from Kazilla Mac. I got a long list. James from AFC Kumasi. Kaz from AFC Brixton. Listen, these people understand. Not only do they understand the game, they understand the game at this level. So, you know, when you have a player and you like the player, either because you like his attitude or you think he's a good player, and you want to bring him in the squad, but then you realize there's a difference between playing and there's a difference being London Cup ready. It's simple. And I'm not going to say anything that people don't already know, but if you don't win, you go home. There's no second chances. There's no nothing. So when I go out and say I can't wait to watch these teams play, what I mean is I want to see, like you said, I want to see that person you were speaking of, Victor, that player who said he was playing well. I want to see Zach Answer, rip a team to shreds. I want to watch number 99 of UTR rip a team to shreds. It's half time, and all these coaches, I want to see what adjustments they're going to make to the match. That's what I love about the game, the technical side of things. Because that player is outperforming your whole entire team. What changes are you going to make? And that's when the tacticians, so Justin Gardner, Junior James at SE Dons, Marv at UTR, Sayed at Kazilla Mac, Dean Banks at AFC Hammersmith Town, all these sort of people, Phil Glynn at Gower, these people are really good at making adjustments at halftime. And when I'm going out and watching these games, what I'm looking forward to is who is good at making adjustments at halftime, because that is massive. You won't win the London Cup without it.
Yeah, true. And again, I just want to thank all of the people who are watching. So we have James, we have Don Strapsy, we have George as well. Thank you all for tuning in. So we have Iggy from Kamazi in the studio. Let's bring this guy in. What's going on?
What's going on, everybody? How you doing? You all right?
I'm good. Wow, you're repping the Kamazi trackie. What's going on?
I have to, man. Yeah, no, it's been good, man. It's been good. Been a crazy lockdown. Yeah, happy, man. Happy grassroots is back now.
Yeah.
Getting back cool. Been in contact.
Cool. So, listen, of course, I was there filming the Saha game. That was a mad game. Absolutely mad.
Yeah, no, it was.
It was 5-3.
It was 5-3. It's 5-3. I mean, I think the thing that stood out for to me was your togetherness, and literally how you knew how to perform, not under not only under pressure, but literally also how to game management. Yeah. Is that something that you and James, as like management, actually kind of,
Yeah.
So
me and James, I'd say 7 days a week. We're in constant contact, working on all different types of things affiliated with the club. Management, in-game management is probably our top 3 priorities to work on. How to deal with tactical approaches, looking at different ways to approach the game. Obviously now with double headers coming up, we're just looking at how to sort of manage the squads, this and that. And yeah, it's something that we have to be flexible towards when you're in the game, because yeah, you're right, the Zaha game was tough. It was a really big wake-up call for certain players and the team, but for us it's about being as a family, following obviously instructions and being tactically flexible towards what you have to do. So as Jamal was saying earlier about the approach towards different tactics to take towards the board, can I alter my formations? Can I alter the players' personnel? Can I speak to the players? What responsibilities and roles can I put on them? Could one be a different position? Could one play a different position, And with this, obviously, again, with Zaha, you were there, Jamal, like, I would say probably there was 60, 70 people, 50, 60 people there watching. Mm. It was high intense stuff, and plus obviously us going down to a few goals, it was good. Like it was a good test for my players, and yeah, they came through at the end. But yeah, it's about me and James setting the right instructions, and it's about everyone just having that sort of attitude where, yeah, you know what, we're not going to give up and we're going to keep going, and at the same time explaining them.
Oh.
Sorry, apologies, I had a call. At the same time, explain to them. Sorry, apologies, I had a call. Sorry. Can you hear me?
Yep. Loud and clear.
But I can't hear you. Hello?
Hello? Yeah, we can.
No, I can't hear
We,
you.
we can hear you.
He was flowing too. He was flowing.
Iggy, man, you was flowing, man.
You can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Keep talking.
All
Keep
right.
talking.
Keep,
Well, one sec. Should I keep going?
yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. So it's just about really working on that and coming back to what we're gonna do going forward.
Oh,
Oh,
he was
jeez.
flowing. He was
You know what?
spitting.
Media train, man. Media train. Jeez. But
He was
listen, you know,
spitting. No, you're right. He was representing his club very well. No, yeah, he was doing well.
and you know,
Can see if we get him on. I'm
yeah,
trying to get
definitely.
if Don Strapsy's still watching because
Yeah,
FC Don's
Straps.
club secretary was going to come on, but he can't make it now. So if Don wants to come on and speak for a bit, if he can.
Strapsy, man, come on. All right, I'm gonna kind of leave it to like the plug to actually get like the link to like Strapsy. Iggy's back. Let's.
All right.
Sorry, apologies.
Iggy.
Yeah, apologies. Sorry, my fault. I couldn't hear both of you. I was
No
talking to myself. But just coming down to it. And obviously you're there, Tobies. You know yourself, and it's just about having a responsive squad and having a squad that's well coached towards discipline and working towards something that has to be achieved goal at the end. And it really worked as a tree. It was very high intense stuff. I had a few injuries afterwards, but that's the thing. Like with the London Cup, for me, it's a new experience, and the level of positions is no one will let you lay it down and say, you know what, we're 2-0 down, we're done. Like this is it now. We're gonna play. We're gonna sit down and we're not gonna re-attack. It's about give and give, and a really good experience, and I really enjoyed that. And obviously, I'm looking forward to just going forward in the last stages, and definitely ended up in trying to win the title, trying to win the cup.
Who do you want to beat the most in London Cup?
Good question. Look, I'm not any opposition.
No.
No. You know what? Come on now. That's such a BT answer. This is not Sky Sports.
We already know you're
Sky
intelligent,
Sports, man. Come
we
on.
already know you're intelligent. We already know you can speak well. That's they have an answer, please.
Come on.
Personally, I would like. I really want to face them boys. I really do. I
All
really want to face them. I think there's something about them. I watched their game against Rising Ballers. I saw the way they played. I think they're good. I think it's an opposition that's going to surprise you, and that's what I like. Obviously, I've played other teams in the thing, and obviously there's BTs, there's other teams in there which are the boys excited for. But for me, myself as management, I would really like to face them boys. I was really surprised by that result when they played Rising Ballers.
I was surprised, and I was there. But you know what? M boys on that day put on a clinic. Sorry, they put on several clinics. Number one, well, how does it work? Talent will work will beat talent if talent don't work, something like that. So they put on a hard work clinic. Number one. Number two, they put on that a team who knows how to play versus a team who knows how to win. A clinic. They put on that clinic. They won that clinic. And thirdly, the 12th player. They only put about 15 extra people on the sideline. But it's no different than back in the days when teams would go away to Stoke, and Stoke would be louder than the new camp. New camp had like 3 times more people. Those 15 men that were supporting M boys were supporting every tackle, every pass, and the boys were feeding off the energy. Heaven forbid if M boys ever came with 200 people, they'd beat anyone. And with the greatest respect, I got massive respect for Rising Ballers. Just one match. It's not indicative of the whole time.
Not at all.
But it was when the Rising Ballers were outplaying them for the first 25 minutes, took the 1-0 lead, and I'm saying, here we go. This team I've never heard of can't cope. By the time we got to the last 5 minutes, I was like, M boys clearly deserve this, and they were putting on things. Really impressed.
I think that just to reflect on what you said, Jamal, I think that's it. I think that's the real test for my boys, and obviously Kamazi as well, is to face that hard work ethic FC and look at that and see how you deal with it. Like, you can get the neat footballers, the people who keep the ball, as Jamal, you've seen, Toby, you've seen like the guys who could just pop the ball for 60, 70 minutes. But you want that sort of, how you're going to deal with that ethic who let the team that goes 1-0 up and defends themselves off for 60 and defends off 70. That's what I find is very testing for myself, and I think for my team as well. Teams that can low block for 70 minutes and just hold their line, put 10 men behind the ball and defend their wins and get their wins. That's what I find very testing for myself and for my team as well, because it's for me to set the formations and for me to sort of outthink the other side of the management and say, what am I going to do to capitalize to get this win? What player is going to make the difference for me? So that's why it's interesting me facing boys. And yeah, like that's one team I really want to face. And yeah, we would like to obviously lift the title and lift the London Cup, because clearly we are ready for it. My squad's ready for it, and yeah, we're just ready, set to go.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's not kind of forget, you know, and again, let's kind of put some respect on Grand Athletic. That's going to be a, you know, literally that is going to be a tough tie. Like, you know, do you know anything about your opposition?
I've done my studies. Just been watching the just the general research and whatnot, learning about the club, where they are, etc. I know obviously the type of football they play. And yeah, I'm fingers crossed if I have some time, I'm going to try to see if I can go watch one of their games, which I probably won't get a chance to, but I didn't get a chance to before. But yeah, just I know how to play. It's going to be a very tough tie. It's going to be an interesting tie because we both have similar styles, the way we play and the plays, etc. So it's going to be very proactive, and it's about, for me, I think it's about who gets that first goal and how you're gonna
Oh, please get that first goal. You scored 8 goals in 2 matches. Who scores the first goal?
Jamal, you
no. The first goal applies. It doesn't apply to you, though. No.
Yeah. But Jamal, you say that, but you know what? Like, surprising or not, I think if you remember, Toby's that I think we were, if I'm not wrong to say, we were 3-2 down against Saha at halftime.
Yeah, halftime.
So you could, Jamal, like, don't be like, my team can score. I have no doubts about that, Jamal. Like, I know my team can score, but it's about how if we get that first goal, hold off the lead and see where we are at halftime, if they've not conceded or etc., and how we're going to build on that. That's the thing. It's about not conceding the first half and that sort of stuff. So for me, it's sort of just seeing where we are and assessing the performance and just seeing how we maintain ourselves within the game, because you have players in that sort of Grand Athletic that 1 or 2 can make the difference. You know, you don't expect them to do something that what they're not going to do, and you're not ready for it. You're just thinking to yourself, okay, they don't expect that, and you might see someone score for 25, 30 yards. It's a cup at the end of the day. It can happen, you know. So it's about just sort of assessing it. And yeah, we could score all day, but at the end of the day, scoring is not just the only thing. And as we've learned from Liverpool this season, you've got to defend at the same time.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
You've got to defend. You've got to defend your line. Yeah. As long as if you don't defend, then leaking goals is all well and done. And if you leak 1 too many, then it's a whole different story for us to deal with.
Yeah, true. Iggy, honestly, thank you so much for coming on. And you know, and again, guys, let me just say, Kamazi are the current Alberton and Bromley champions. Let's not forget about that. So again, you know, we're like talking the elite level, Alberton and Bromley, and the London FA Challenge Cup as well. So Iggy, honestly, thank you for like coming on.
No, anytime. We look forward to Grand Athletic, man. We'll be there, man. It'll be a tasty one, man. It'll be a real tasty to go through. Tasty. Yeah, man. But yeah, we look forward to it. Thank you for the opportunity, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll be in contact.
Yeah, nice one, brother.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Wow, Iggy, man, telling you, media train, man, telling you. Wow, again, Kamazi, you know, again, I've like, you know, seen him play live, and the team talk. I don't know if you guys have actually seen like one of my Instagram posts where one of the he's gone. But actually one of the substitutes was literally talking to the whole group in terms of how to defend. But like he was kind of talking to the centre backs more, and you could literally hear a pin drop. There was like there was kind of no in-house conversations. Everyone was just listening. Everyone's listening, and you know, and again, exactly what you said about Gower. These guys are grown men. They know the dark arts of football. They know how to play. They all work for each other, and again, they like do have sprinkles of gold dust. So Kamazi are going to be in there.
Yeah. No, I think that's the issue, though. When you say this team will be in there, that team will be in there. I have about 18 teams that will be in there. So,
it's true.
So that's where we are. I mean, there's just nowhere to hide, and it's just crazy how I'm supposed to be excited about the Euros. I'm supposed to be excited about the Premier League. You know what I mean? Wait to watch the London Sunday Challenge Cup matches. You know, I mean, it's crazy. It's just where the eyes are these days, you know.
100%. And you know, I think with like football coming back, I think people are going to be I think they're going to appreciate it a lot more. You know, I've like been to a couple of training sessions, just being out and just being able to put my football boots on and just be able to kick a ball and just kind of having that competitive side of certain things. God, I miss that, man. God, I miss that. Yeah, it's crazy. So have we got Mr. Don Strapsy hopefully coming on soon? Fingers crossed.
I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see.
Okay, so because so many quality teams and very Midlands club. Hey, have you kind of thought about clubs outside of London? Are there kind of any kind of clubs that that are kind of causing a bit of noise, outside of our local area?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard of a few. The number one at the top of my list, who I would definitely look to accommodate in the London Cup if they wish to join, would be St. Joe's. So I think that's a team that knocked out Lambeth All Stars in the National Sunday Cup. I think they're based in Luton or Bedfordshire, because that is a county that's sort of close enough to where it's doable. But yeah, I mean, if they were interested, I'm like, yeah, okay, let's have a conversation.
Cool. And again, thank you for everyone that's been tuning in. We've had Milan Beatties, we've had Kamazi Strikers on as well. We have a few more teams to actually come on. Hopefully, we're gonna have the man himself, Don Strapsy. We're gonna have someone from Lambeth All Stars as well. And hey, let me kind of just say in terms of how I'm feeling about football coming back. So the two leagues that I'm involved with, we're just doing cup competitions. So again, exactly what you said before. If there's only there can only be one winner. So literally, my mentality is, I've been doing little bits. Training now has kind of come back, so I feel a lot more confident. There's always going to be that kind of nervous energy, whatever that nervous energy is. I think it's just me. But I just kind of really want to perform the best of my own ability, because I really want silverware. Hey, we all play or referee or we all do things within grassroots football because we love it. But I also play because I want to build my trophy cabinet. So literally that's my own personal journey at this present moment in time. We have a cup game with Independent tomorrow. We probably have a squad of 17, 18 plus, possibly even more. And yeah, I'm kind of really, really looking forward to it. But for you as a referee, you've literally refereed throughout lockdown, right?
Yeah. So National League, Premier League 2 and Premier League 3 matches.
Cool. We have Paul Barrett.
I know, I miss Paul, man. It's been a while.
Listen, Paul, people miss you, I get DMs, I kind of speak to people from Caldecott, and the only thing that they say is Paul. They say, Paul, this, we we like it when Paul does this. Paul, you know what? I know Paul's going to be back on the Amateur Footballer Unhinged channel. So listen, Paul Barrett, who's a coach at Independent. Again, it's he's been working tirelessly behind the scenes to actually get myself and the boys physically and mentally ready. And again, with a kind of huge squad, it's just it's just going to be one of those things. So hey, well, you know what? I'm going to put you on the spot, man. Can you name the finalists at least? I'm not going to tell you to kind of name a winner, but who do you think's going to make the finals?
Who do I think will make the finals? So the thing is, because we haven't done the draw yet for the later round.
Yeah. I mean, come on, in a kind of come on.
Okay, here I suppose I'll name the teams who should be disappointed, depending on the draw, who should be disappointed if they don't make the semifinals. And what I mean by this is, I suppose these are the 4 teams where you're definitely going to have to beat to get to the final. So if you look at, for instance, I'll give you an example. If you look at SE Dons, right? SE Dons got knocked out in the quarterfinal. But who did they get knocked out by? They got knocked out by the team who ended up winning the title. So that's kind of what I mean. So if you don't win it, you're either going to lose to someone who got to the final or won the entire tournament. You know, so I think SC Dons have to be pushing for that. I think you're gonna have to get through them to get to where you want to go. I think Lambeth All Stars can never, and you should never overlook a team who are the current holders, defending champions. You should never overlook a team who beat a professional side.
100%.
Okay, they beat Wickham Wanderers. You know,
And
go ahead.
and you know what, Jamal, I'm going to hold it right there because you know what I
Okay.
think. Someone's ears are burning. We have Windsor F Baby on the show. What is going on, sir? Oh, Windsor, can you like hear us?
Aye, it's a pleasure.
Yes.
It's a pleasure. How you lot doing, man?
What? We're good, man. We're good. You know what? We were just talking about Lambeth, man. Listen, I mean, again, what a team, man. What a team. What a team. What a team. Like how you kind of feeling about coming back into the London FA Challenge Cup that you guys are champions of?
I think I just want to put out there the competition. It's why we do this, you know what I mean? We want to rank ourselves as number 1 and play the best team that's around. And in the last stage, you know what I mean? And I think that right now, I think grassroots football is at its best ever, if I be totally honest with you. Quality and the players that you're getting, the young players that's watching it, it's almost like there's a light on grassroots. And what you lot do is unbelievable to keep this thing going over years. To be fair, do you know what I mean? Grassroots is the first. I think it's the first thing I've ever known about football, and you lot will probably agree that everyone has to go through grassroots football, whether you're young, whether you're old. Everyone does grassroots. You know what I mean?
And what's we can hear you. So literally, what's the kind of overall feeling about because again, you know, everyone knows winning it is one thing, but literally holding it and maintaining it is something different. Like, you know, what is different now in the Lambeth camp that like probably wasn't there last season?
I think what London Cup has done for us is
Oh, you've actually paused.
Yeah, I think we lost him for a second.
Yeah.
Sorry, he'll come back. Yeah, I mean, we'll wait for Winch to come back. But yeah, I mean, to finish your question, yeah, I think SE Dons.
Have I come back?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You're back now. Yes.
Yes, brilliant. For me now, I feel, in all honesty, we're a bigger club than we was. I think it's the status of saying you won the Champions League. In all honesty, now when you hear Lambeth, you're the best team in London, and the teams are from London. If I be really honest, if you look at the quality, do you know what I mean, of the teams that's in it, I think London Cup for me is the biggest competition. It's harder because there's a lot of rivalries in there as well. So for me this season, I've added to my squad because of people want to win the London Cup, people involved in the London Cup that haven't been in it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And for me, what I like about it is other teams know they have to be at their best to play. because you get one.
I think that's
You know
the
what I
key.
mean?
That's definitely the key because let's be honest, we see it at the top level, we see it at grassroots level, we see it at non-league level. For your league fixtures, you can rotate your squad sometimes, you can play fringe players sometimes, you can rest players sometimes. You know, London Cup isn't a time to be trialing out players, playing fringe players, resting your star players. No, sir. You know, that isn't what it's for. So yeah, I think that's a good point.
And you know, literally,
So for instance, go on.
so no, and you know, again, let's be real. Like, you can have beaten a professional outfit. You know, that's probably going to strike fear into, I'd say, a lot of the teams. You know, in and around like the UK, not only in London. So, again, you know, I think having kind of that in your locker is a really, really good thing, right?
No, definitely, and like I said, I've had players contact me from all different. I've had players contact me from all different types of levels. I've had people abroad contact me and say, "Look, we want to join Lambeth. We want to trial. I want to play in the London Cup. I wouldn't have a chance to win the London Cup." Do you know what I mean? This is.
Yeah, I think we lost him.
Yeah, lost him.
I mean, what he's saying is just madness. And, you know, people, you know, we're talking proper footballers. Proper footballers asking to play for Lambeth All Stars and for under the radar. And I mean, it is, people like Windsor and several other people have just taken grassroots football to a whole other level. Windsor back. Winch, yeah, we lost you for a bit. Okay, we might have to do what we did with Iggy. Might have to kick him out and get him back in.
Windsor, honestly, like, thank you for like kind of coming on. We will definitely be speaking to you later on down the line. And again, wishing kind of Lambeth, wishing like yourself, again, good health and all of the success, man. Blessings, man. Yep, he's gone. But you know,
some of the things he's saying. I mean, well, like I said, people like him, you know, they understand the game. You know, they understand non-league very well, and they understand sort of elite grassroots very well. And and the two are starting to merge together. You know, so this is where we are.
Actually, Windsor's come back. Well, Windsor, can you like hear us? No, Winch, we can like hear you, man.
Yeah, sorry, apologies about that. Just driving back home. But
no problem.
Yeah, as I was saying, where we beat a professional team now, I've had offers of other professional teams that want to play us. I've had players that want to join Lambeth. They say they want to play in the cup competitions. They want to prove to me that they're above the standard and they can play at the top. And for me, that's exciting for me, because it's not only people are looking at a situation where I just want to be a professional footballer. They just want to enjoy the football. And they really want to test themselves, and they think this is another place where they can test themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And for me,
it's
yeah, sorry, I was just saying, for me, winning the London Cup in my first season as a manager, and to know that I've got to now try and retain it, teams are going to want to be the best in London. It's a big statement. It's a very, very big statement. It's a big cup. I think it's not the biggest cup. It's definitely two. Do you know what I mean? For me, anyway.
Yeah. No, facts, man. Facts.
For me, I've been in this competition for. I've been in this competition for a long. I've been in this competition for a long, long time, and I've been near close for a very long time. Where I've gone out to Bolton, I've gone to New Salem.
Yeah, New Salem are basically, you know, London Sunday Challenge Cup royalty. You know, so Yeah. Maybe we lost him again.
Yeah, we've like
Yeah,
lost him again.
I mean, the fact that Lambeth All Stars won the London Cup is one thing. The fact that they even got a game against an EFL side is another thing. And then to play and actually beat that side, what can you say to that? What can you say to that?
It's true. It's true. Winge, honestly, like, thank you for like coming on. And again, people out there, go and subscribe to Lambeth All Stars YouTube channel. Telling you now, you will like see things on a pitch that you've never seen before. And again, the togetherness, the like family, the determination, the like passion. You can't beat that, man. You can't beat that. So, Winge, man, honestly, thank you for like coming on. And yeah, we will definitely be speaking to you later on down the line, man. Okay, he's gone. Alrighty. So yeah, and like, you know what, I think, that's kind of literally what I'd say the London Cup does. It kind of enhances clubs' brands, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Obviously, winning will always be great for any sort of sport brand, but winning your league will always be important. Winning your League Cup will always be important. It just London Cup seems to have the highest street value where you get maximum respect for it. So that's just what it is, and people take it very seriously. Seriously, I cannot wait to watch these games. Seriously, I feel like a child. I'm just really excited to watch these sort of young men compete because I know how much they want it. And to be able to put on a competition for people who love the competition and take it very seriously, it's excellent.
Yeah. Paul at Barrett's just asked a question: are these games being played on a Saturday? So
part of the negotiation to keep these competitions on is that they can be played on any day now. So league matches take priority for all London Cup competitions now, or over London Cup competitions now. So London Cup teams are free to organise the London Cup matches on any day. There's a deadline. So for the London Sunday Challenge Cup, the round of 32 matches need to be played on or before the 18th of April. So matches can be played literally on any day. Some teams are playing 2 matches on a Sunday. Some are playing Saturday, Sunday. Some are playing midweek and Sunday. But that's where we are. So a lot of the matches still need to be organized. But once they are, I'll be updating the website and I'll be making some social media posts, making it very clear when these matches to be played. But yeah, if matches are local to yourself, or if you're willing for a bit of a journey,
please go and see one. 100.
I would encourage anyone 100%. To watch these games, because the bottom line is, even if the football isn't great, because the football won't be at its best for a while because people are just coming back, but it will still be competitive. I mean, the SC Dons under the radar match, there were no goals. Nothing contentious, nothing amazing about the game, but the intensity was there. It was there. And watching these teams playing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks from now, listen.
You know what? I mean, yeah, it's like kind of almost like the purest form of football, man. And like what it is, I've like seen, of course, Saha played Orpington. That's the first game that I went, and then I watched the Kamazi and Saha, and again, these like pitches are not the best, but how these guys literally just kind of caress the ball and find space, it's just a pleasure to watch. And I kind of literally found myself actually looking at the game without actually focusing on exactly what I was recording. It's that's a really good, that's an accurate assessment of it. I think there's just so many things that are interesting. One thing for sure that I regret in my career is I didn't play enough sort of free football, enough fun football. I was always trying to retain my professional status, then going into non-league, trying to get back into the professional status, being unable to do so. I'm an academy reject. I'm always playing football to be serious, to build a career. And now it's like, you have academy rejects, you have ex-professionals, you have
current non-league stars coming into grassroots football now, and they're playing with their friends and they're playing freely. They're not playing mercenary football. They're not playing for a win bonus or an appearance bonus or a goal bonus. They're not playing for a manager they don't like. You know, they're playing for their friends. They're playing for their uncle. They're playing for their friend's dad who's managing. They're playing for people like Winjo. You know, people like Don Strapsy. They're playing for people like Marv. You know, and this is why the Challenge Cup is so entertaining, because you're watching a bunch of footballers who are playing in a free environment, in a safe environment where they can express themselves in a football way without consequence. You know, that's why a lot of people don't like watching academy football, because they feel like it's quite constrained. You're watching a lot of players who are playing under pressure that's so massive. You know, you come from an underprivileged background. You play for an academy. You're trying to become a Premier League footballer to support your whole family. You know, you will never see someone perform under their best. Sunday Challenge Cup is a bunch of young men in their prime who are taking a competition very seriously.
Facts. And you know what? Talking about the SC Dons, talking about Don like Strapsy, hey, you know what? I think we've got the next best thing. We have Jordan. What's going on? Super fan, longest 90.
How you guys doing? I'm all right, man. I'm doing good, thank you. Let me just put the camera there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. How you been, brother?
I'm all right, man. Just happy to finally have grassroots back on the horizon. Sunday League back in vision, ready to go back and watch. Not too long now, so it's good.
So I'm actually guessing that you was at the UTR game.
No, I didn't go to the UTR game. No, but I did. I watched it on the stream. Yeah.
And you know, I'd say like you like probably have like a little bit of insider knowledge in terms of how like the kind of SC Dons are feeling about the London Challenge Cup. Can you you know, tell us a few things in terms of what they're thinking and literally what they're looking to do for this season?
The main aim obviously is to win it. Well, first it will be to go at a minimum one step further than we were. So I think it was the quarterfinals. I think it was last time against Lambeth. But obviously the main aim is to win it. The belief is there that the squad is more than good enough to win. And it's just to back up that the belief is that SC Dons are the biggest side, are the best side. The belief in the players that they, on their day, can beat any team, and winning the trophies. See, we're talking about London Cup now, but winning the leagues, winning the Paul Pickard Cups, etc. Whatever cup you're entered into, you enter into it because you want to win. And if you win it, it only backs up your claims that you are the biggest and you are the best. So obviously, winning it does those claims favors.
Yeah. You know, and again, with kind of like the Dons' history now, they are now beginning to like, you know, literally build their own trophy like cabinet. And again, like how literally important is the London Challenge Cup to them, with the Paul Pickard to like the league? I mean, yeah, can you kind of give us like a kind of bit of an insight?
It's the priority over all of them. I believe so. I've not spoken directly to anyone about which one is more important to you. If they were to be played, let's say you had league against London Cup and it had to be on the same day, I think the strongest team goes in the London Cup. And then that just obviously then just shows the importance of the competition to not only the players, but to the management setup.
Jamal, any kind of questions or comments?
No. I mean, I know Jordan's a pretty big fan of SC Dons, and I've seen a lot of his videos and everything. So I think it's just so interesting because a few clubs really sort of, maybe you could say, kind of need to win the London Cup, you know? And SC Dons would definitely be in there. And you can watch some of the videos, you know, their chair, Andy Ansah, is there saying, you know, we need to win trophies. It's time to, you know, we're doing great things on social media. We're really great at increasing the club's profile, but it's now time to win a sort of major. You know? They've done well the League Cups, you know, and League Cups, you know, Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho have always taken League Cup seriously. And, hey, it's a trophy there to win. Go
Exactly,
win.
yeah.
You know, I suppose. But where the critics come in is always, oh, is it a major trophy? It's a trophy, but is it a major trophy? And it's time for certain clubs to go and win some major trophies. You know, Marlon Beatties will do everything they can to win this. Beatties will be doing the same thing. AFC Hammersmith Town will be doing the same thing. There's a lot of wolves in this competition. There's a lot of heavy hitters in the competition. And I just can't wait for that super fixture, because there's going to be a couple of super fixtures before the final plus the final. You know, I won't say which ones I'm looking forward to seeing. But, you know, I mean, SC Dons, you know, irrespective of their social media profile, these are some, it may not look it on social media, but when you meet these guys in person, they're pretty humble.
Yeah.
You know, they're pretty relaxed, you know, and, you know, same thing with Under the Radar, you know, same thing with a lot of the clubs, you know, but at the same time, SC Dons know that loss to Lambeth last season, that burned. I was at that match.
It did.
At home.
It did.
Yes, of course, they were missing some players. Yes, that's fact. You know, and they had some players that would have made a difference. You know, Jackson Mutis didn't play, Big G didn't play. You know, at the same time, it's not about the loss; it's the way they lost, because they got turned over pretty comfortably by Lambeth, especially in the second half. And I don't care what anyone says; they want that game back. So
100%.
You know, if that match were to happen, you know, I don't even care if it's a final or not, because to be honest with you, certain times when people play each other, it doesn't matter what the match is. It's gonna be, that pitch is going to be surrounded by people.
100%.
So yeah, that's my take on it.
So like Jordan, how did you feel when that Lambeth turned over SC Dons?
Got it. Like I was one of the players on the pitch. It was first of all the result, the performance, knowing how good those players can be. Players are missing. To me, I've said to people from other teams, I said to people that I stand on the sideline with every week, that the having players missing shouldn't have mattered. Every team, if they miss their star player, if they miss 2-3 star players, it makes them weaker. But like many teams, I've heard Winch say it, I've heard people from Kenningwell say that anyone that pulls on your shirt is good enough to play for that club. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. Yeah. So the result hurt because I knew and everyone else knew how good those players can be on their day. I think maybe with Lambeth not being in the league, obviously they might know the players on a personal level, but with them not being in the league, maybe they were underestimated a bit on the day, which kind of was like, it was a bit of a shock factor when like you say in the second half, it just seemed to be all Lambeth. We didn't really have much of the ball. Zach was up front on his own, so I think it was a bit of a shock factor, probably down to underestimating them as a footballing side. But now there's no real excuse that everyone's seen them play up front, played against people in the league, show how they fared against people that Dons have been playing for a few years now. So there's no excuses. If the game was to happen, like say, even if it was the next round or in a final, everyone that's part of SC Dons would believe that they will win that game.
Jesus Christ! I mean, if those two play in the final, I'm gonna have to rent out Wembley. Oh man, seriously. I mean, it's just scary, because the reason why it's scary, you know, there's 18 teams left in the competition, something like that, and I can take out SC Dons and Lambeth Futsal. Let's say I'm just kicking both out the competition now. I compare two other sets of matches that will be equally exactly. Yeah, it's terrifying, because someone has to lose.
Yeah, of course.
Someone has to lose, you know, and you know, there will be controversy. You know, there'll be some, you know, a referee has to make a mistake, a player has to be injured. You know, some players have to make mistakes. That's just how football works, you know, and it's a big soap opera, and there will be the fat lady singing, and I don't know who. I just don't feel comfortable betting on any team to win. I mean, there's so many teams who could win it. So, but yeah, I know. SC Dons will be looking forward. They'll be as well organized and as ready to beat anyone.
Yeah,
but I know they want that Lambeth game.
they do. If you asked anyone, that's the game they would say. You can't really blame them. That's the one that they want.
Yeah, I mean, that match on a very, very cold December, a few months before the pandemic hit, and you can watch it on YouTube. There was a complete ring around the pitch.
Yeah,
there was a ring of people around the pitch. Had to be around 700, 800, 900 people
at least. Yeah.
If you compare that to all the amount of attendance of all the non-league matches, that would have outdone 85, 90% of the non-league matches.
Yeah.
You have to go to step 1 and maybe step 2 matches.
Yeah, I would think you'd have to go National League to see that. Yeah,
and it's not even the thing at non-league as well. There's a lot of ground hoppers at leagues. There's a lot of people who are just watching casually.
Yeah.
No one in the SC Dons Lambeth All-Star match was watching casually. There was every single person had their chin in the grass. Everybody had their feet covered in white paint because they're standing on the touchline.
Yeah.
It's serious football, man. It really isn't a joke.
Yeah, 100%. And so, like Jordan, let's say, okay, of course, Lambeth is the tie that the Dons would want, and you possibly what you would want. Who like other teams in the draw would you think, this could be like a tasty match for the Dons?
I would like to play Kazilamak, providing if they get past, I think it's under the radar they're playing. If they get past them, I'd like to see that, because I went to the game with Lambeth last year, eventful game, but the footballing level, and obviously we played Damlupanar, Turkish side as well. So the pretty similar standard, pretty similar style, quite a physical side, but they're kind of the ones where if you have to measure yourself, not necessarily against the favourites or the teams that you expect to win, but the ones where people will say, you know what, they might be a bit underrated. That's a tough game. Similar like to you were talking before about teams going away to Stoke. It's that kind of game where you have to be on it. You have to be ready to go from the first whistle to the last. Otherwise, you'll get caught out. So Kazilamak. I would like to play Hammersmith. Don't really see too much about them. Obviously, I've spoke to them a few times on social media. I was planning to go to one of the cup finals. It's reasonably local to me, so it's probably one of the reasons why as well. But just teams that we haven't played before, teams that don't have too much of a profile, would be good to play against them and see what they're about.
Yeah, no, amazing. And guys out there, please go and follow Longest 90. This guy is relentless. This guy is consistent. This guy is and again, I think like the word superfan probably is a bit of an injustice. Like you know the game, know the players, you can know grassroots football. You are one of the ambassadors of grassroots football. So honestly, thank you for literally coming on and literally kind of giving your kind of opinion. So guys out there, go and follow Longest 90 on Instagram. There's no excuse. Longest 90 on Instagram. Jordan, thank you so much, man.
No worries, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, bless, man.
Jamal, thank you.
Yes, no problem.
See you later, man. See you later, guys.
So I mean, hey, again, let's be I think what it is, and hey, you know what? You cannot talk about the London FA Challenge Cup without talking about SC Dons and Lambeth. But also as well, you can literally imagine, playing devil's advocate, teams that again may not have a social media following, or literally may have, something, but literally not as grand as those two teams, thinking, you know what, we really want to mess up the party. We want to not only get involved in this party, but we want to throw drinks at people. We want to start kicking and fighting. So, exactly what you said before, you can't even pick out a team, because if you're going to take SC Dons and Lambeth out, this is like the quality of the players, right?
There just aren't a lot of competitions in the world where you can do that. You know, because even if you take out SC Dons and Lambeth All Stars, you still have a fantastic competition. And like I said, the 4 teams for me that you're gonna have to get through to lift the trophy. You're gonna have to get through SC Dons, Lambeth All Stars, Kazilimak, and Gower. I'm sorry, and those are the 4 teams that you need to be taken very seriously. That doesn't even factor in Hammersmith Town.
Yeah, exactly.
Beatties,
Kamazi, Beatties.
Ireland, it's just this is.
I'm excited,
simple.
man.
This is why people think if you win this, you're the best team, because you're gonna have to be to get to win.
Yeah, 100%. Jamal, honestly, thank you so much for kind of coming onto the show. And again, please, people out there, go and follow Jamal Horn. Is it Jamal or Jamal? I'm.
It's Jamal, but people will pronounce it, because to be honest with you, it doesn't really matter how you pronounce my name. It's more about what you mean when you're saying it, kind of thing. If you're saying someone's name politely, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, 100%.
If you're trying to get angry with me or firm with me, then you better pronounce my name.
Yeah, my guy. So, guys, honestly, please go and follow Jamal's Instagram, Twitter. He's a huge influence, not only in grassroots football, but it kind of influence on me. Also, you can kind of watch him on the Amateur Footballer Unhinged, where hey, let's kind of call you Big Sam. We have very fiery debates and conversations. But again, this guy Jamal Horn is literally the plug to, I'd say, 99% of stuff around grassroots football. If Jamal doesn't know, then he knows someone that will know. So again, Jamal, thank you for coming on. Again, thank you to all of the teams. Thank you to everyone that's tuned in. Much appreciated. We will be doing something like this later on. And again, grassroots is back, man. Hey, what's your kind of next game?
So in the morning, I'm refereeing Crystal Palace and Southampton under 18s. So that's the next match to get prepared for.
Cool. And the guys, please wish me luck. Actually, just like hopefully, if I kind of get like a couple of minutes, I'd be happy. But again, just want to wish Independent all of the luck. This is the Beckenham Cup that. Actually, I think we are still we are still the holders of the Beckenham Cup. So, we are the current holders, which, again, I just want to put it out there. I got man of the match. I don't want to keep going over old news, but it's fact. Guys, honestly, thank you so much for tuning in. Please like, subscribe, share, and share it to teams that, may not be on social media. Share it on, share this feed to teams that are in the London Challenge Cup, that are kind of in their respective divisions or leagues, and say, look, just see what these guys are doing. Because again, all help is necessary. So guys, thank you so much. I salute everyone that's supporting grassroots football. I salute everyone that's supporting the London FA Challenge Cup. Guys, football is back, baby. Football is back. See you guys real soon. Jamal, again, thank you for coming on. We will definitely be speaking soon. Guys, have a wonderful evening.